from working on the restoration group, fast forward 20, 15 years, somewhere around that, what have you done, or what did you do with these young folks, the skills that you learned with young folks?
Well, from 13 to 20, I worked with Bronx Restoration, and that grounded me. I learned a lot from them. And then I started doing my own little journey. For some reason, I noticed that I started coming back. You know, I went from 20 to 25, and then at 30, I was working at Marshall Community Center. And at Marshall Community Center, there was an opportunity for me to work with the ROTC kids, and from Evander High School. And there was a program there, and there was about 15 young men and women. You know, basically it was rough around behind the ears. You know, they were bored in school, so I had a director by the name of Don Bluestone, and Don Bluestone basically said, you could take those kids and bring them to the river. And I said, that'd be great. I have experience in the river, you know. So I started contacting people. I think Bronx River Lions first started, and we got them to help us out. And they were like, you know, before they had Rocking the Boat, they were making canoes. So it was like, you know what? Let's take those kids and make canoes. So we would make the canoes. It was great, but we started noticing there was still. We looked around us and we noticed, look at all this rubble, garbage, the river, how it looks. You know what? Let's go and let's clean it. Little by little, we started cleaning it. We had names for it. I can't remember the names, but all the kids made names for certain spots. So they would go and they would name them and they would take care of it. And every day we would go after school, after we do our homework, their homework of course, I would help them with the homework. They would go and they would take that little space and make it theirs, and clean it, and then we'd do the canoes as well. And you know, it showed them a sense of urgency. If they don't do it, nobody's gonna do it.
Right.
We had homeless people that were living there, and you know, they all felt bad, but I thought it would be a good idea to take them out, not just to take them out and just put them somewhere else, because you know what's gonna happen, they're gonna end up coming back.
Right.
But let's find out from the Parks Department, from the city of New York, and see how we can get them a place to stay, and then we can clean the environment.
Right.
You know, and that's exactly what we did. We cleaned the spots that we didn't even know what was there. And then we bumped into some old things that was great. It was history for me, because I remembered when I was young, basically their age, doing the same work they were doing, and we were fine. We found a monument. We found a big statue. That wasn't, you know, that's when I was back in the Bronx Restoration days, and I would tell them about the stories. And you should see these kids. And you know, these are kids that come to you like, I'm tough. You can't tell me what to do. I'm not gonna do what you want me to do. But then they would go, and they would just soften up. When I started telling them the stories, I was like, wow, you really did this? And I said, nah, you didn't do it. I said, look, you see that pedestal? There used to be a statue there. There used to be a statue of somebody holding a gun, right there, protecting the river. You know. And they was like, what happened to it? And I showed them where it was at now. You know, I tell them about there was a monument of a turtle that was carved by Indians years ago, like in the 1700s. You know, and they couldn't believe that they're standing right at the spot, and all the stuff was there, and there's garbage and weeds and stuff right on top of that.
So not only did you get the river opportunity, you actually gave people opportunity, young folk and homeless folks at the same time, which is pretty much what, you know, the environment is worth being part of. You know, not only are you protecting the actual environment, but your own environment and everyone else's environment at the same time.
And it gives these young kids hope that this is just not a place just to throw their garbage. It's not a place they can have their kids here, and you can raise a family in the Bronx. You can raise. It's always been the old saying that, you know, you don't want to come to the Bronx, especially when you're at the South Bronx. Oh, you don't want to come over there because you get shot and this and that. You can actually have a welcoming environment if you just take care of what you have.
So not only is the borough an opportunity to grow and you know, produce and move out, but it's also a place where you can actually grow, thrive, and continue to thrive years after, and that's what we see here. So thank you.
Thank you.